Holla Peach Champs, it's Sakafu, and it's that time of the month where McDonald's does their shameless promotion. This time they're trying to ruin yet another great character in their repertoire of characters. Or I would be saying that if it wasn't freaking Grimace. Grimace is a chicken nugget. Okay, so I was just informed by one of my proofreaders that Grimace is not a chicken nugget, but a taste bud, which honestly, I just checked the wiki yesterday, like literally just yesterday. And the Australian Twitter says that they're a taste bud, but they've been living upside down for years. So, for those who don't know, Grimace was originally introduced as a villain in the McDonald's lore, and I mean he did really bad stuff, like jaywalking bad. However, he did change and slowly become a shy, pathetic shell of a human being, honestly, or I mean, taste bud. So I decided to cover him. That's right. We're going back to the bizarre summer of 1999, where cartoons were at the peak. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna complain about a chicken nugget for the next 6 minutes probably. So yeah, let's get started. So the scene starts off with McDonald's little fictional world somewhere in the future, Jetson time era, and it starts with a really great song. I mean, this isn't really important too much, but I just kind of wanted to mention it because it's kind of bopping. But the reason I decided to even bring this up and mention it is because this is kind of where I get a first sneak peek of really what I got myself into. Oh my god! Yeah, nobody here really looks their best, I'll be honest. So this video starts off as a typical hero's journey would start with a call to action. Grimace calls Ronald to tell him about a letter he got because reading important stuff alone is clearly overrated. After a quick urge from Ronald to read the letter out loud, like read it, we find out that someone's going to die, and it's up to our Grimace to save him.
Signed, all the Grimaces of Grimace Island.
Me too, dog. Me too. Naturally, he's scared to go on this adventure alone, as he's a Grimace. That's just in their nature. But Ronald, as the good man he is, tells him they'll go on this suicide mission together, which actually brings one of my favorite lines from this episode.
What are friends for?
I don't know. What?
So after packing and getting a magical boat, sponsored by McDonald's of course, we finally set sail on the Great Sea, and to my surprise, the Hamburglar is also there. God, I love him so much. With all our characters in place, Grimace begins to explain in great detail the origins of why Grimace Island vanished many years ago.
One day, people came to the island and were mean to them, so they did a big Grimace dance and made the whole island shake so hard it broke from the ocean floor and drifted far away.
What? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I feel like this is like a parody of American history, but that's because that's the only history I've ever learned. Thank you, America. But can you imagine if this happened? The natives just did a little dance and whoop! There goes America, never to be seen again. Until years later when America Chavez gets a letter signed by every American. So obviously we need to get to the island, and with that we get the most confusing map straight out of Grimace's butt. Ignoring how the map looks already, no north, no east, no south, no west, I was always under the impression that Grimace was naked. I mean, I'm kind of glad that he's not naked. I mean, I'm just saying, I know there's an existence of a lady Grimace, as weird as that sounds, and she's wearing clothes, which kind of implies, well, I mean, let's move on to the next portion. So there's an evil Rugrats lady down at the bottom of the sea as she unveils her evil plan to her evil henchmen.
I wrote that letter. I knew that Grimace and his friends would sail to save the Grimaces and lead us right to the legendary Grimace Island.
So yep, that's right. Grimace fell for the old, hey, it's me scam, and he's bringing his friends in danger along with him. So honestly, this entire episode's a waste of time. But I thought I'd mention it because, like, he's not endangering just his friends at this point. He's endangering his entire civilization. Oh, and his friends. Yeah, look at her up there. And I mean, they actually get into some pretty bad fights. But since this is a Grimace episode, one would hope they show what makes him a likable or great character.
If I can't see it can't see me! I see it!
No. Honestly, it's really just Ronald taking over every time something bad happens to Grimace. I feel like he acts as a clutch of sorts, and it really makes Grimace's character even worse than it already is. I think most shows can actually benefit from removing the main character at least one episode per season, especially when your main character's a clown.
So, you want to play Tentacle, do you?
Please don't say that. And at last, we finally get to Grimace Island. yeah, there's a lot singing, but back to the main point. So then they eventually make it to the island. The people say, what the frick do you want? Grimace says, I'm here to save you. The pirate lady comes out, says, it was me the whole time. And things are just kind of awkward as Grimace puts up his first fight and obviously fails. But it's okay because God Ronald comes and gives us the important advice that we all need to hear in our hearts.
You don't have to fight. You could tickle instead.
That's right, we have the power of tickling. Take that, scallywag! The treasure is mine! What you got there? Wanna tickle? Oh my god! So Grimace takes his own shot of bravery, shows the feather to the pirate lady, and they scurry off to the adventures of the unknown. And I say this, but they're probably gonna die. And Ronald just kind of smiles eerily as he watches them be bombarded by sharks. Kind of messed up. But don't worry, this is all worth it as Grimace has finally shown his true bravery, which allows him to get some participation trophy from the chest that we have been guarding for millennia. We shall give it to you, Grimace. So in the end, Grimace is kind of rewarded for him crying, him running away, him abandoning his friends actually, and he wasn't even the one to scare him off. It was thanks to the work of the other Grimaces, and they worked together without the help of a clown saying, you need to tickle the guy. So if anything, I think they should be getting the participation trophy, but no, they're just happy to give it to Grimace. So what kind of is the moral of the story here on Grimace Island? I don't know, don't mess with the Grimace? No, I can do better. Don't mess with the Grimace. Or else. So they eventually go home, they watch baby videos of Grimace and his family, who are also wearing clothes. I haven't forgotten about that little tidbit. And then the video just ends right there. Honestly, I don't really know how to end this episode. I still think Grimace kind of sucks. But hey, it's his birthday. Go grab a Grimace shake. God, that sounds weird. But that pretty much wraps up the video. Did want to take some extra time to say thank you everyone for pretty much staying around. I don't really make too much content, but I'm pretty active on Twitch. I want to plan to make these videos kind of on a once a month basis. If I could do more, I will do more. Actually, this video took quite a while to make. Yeah, so long. Follow me on Twitch, Discord, Tumblr. Probably, I have one of those too actually somewhere. And I'll be seeing you guys somewhere in the near future. Until then, adios!